So just now we had to stop shooting. There was a young kid crying, maybe 2 or 3, and there was a parent not parenting. You know, just because you're a parent doesn't make you a good parent. The act of parenting is very important to being a parent. And when you hear something like that, and you hear a child screaming or yelling, you actually can hear anxiety and anguish at a certain level when a kid is screaming. And if you're a parent who's used to parenting, it stops you in your tracks. So that's what just happened. We had to stop and wait for it to pass, and also regroup, because that's hard to hear. It's violent. It's hard to hear. But we're gonna talk about parenting in the next segment that we do, because I think it's an important part of being a human being, and it's an important part of being a good human being, a good person. Most of us are affected by good parenting and bad parenting. So, you know, it was a technical difficulty, but for me, it was more of a emotional thing that just caught me off guard. So, all right, we're gonna roll back into being a champion in your life, because I know there's a lot of champions out there, and all you need to know is that the universe wants you to be an amazing champion. The universe doesn't care how hard you hit the ground. It wants you to get back up. And when you get back up, it's going to be so forgiving. It's going to pick you up. It's going to help you get up. And guess what? I don't know how you fell the last time, but you'll never fall that way again, because you're better now. You've moved past it. See, that's the one thing about fear. You only have to do fear once. Once you get past it, it's history. It's the past. It's routine now. Being a champion is 99% internal. You have to take accountability for your flaws. First thing, 100% of people on earth have flaws. Everyone has flaws. Everyone has flaws. If you meet a person who comes off perfect, that's probably their flaw, is that they're not being an honest human being. Everyone has flaws. Then there's 2 types of people with flaws. People who don't take accountability for their flaws, and people who take accountability for their flaws. The ones who take accountability for their flaws, they get better. They get better and they move forward. The ones who don't never get a chance to get those pearls and those keys that they need to unlock those doors. You see, when you confront your flaw internally, what you're getting is a golden key, because once you figure out what that flaw is and where it came from and how it's affecting your life, you can turn the door, walk through that door, and leave that flaw behind. Everyone has flaws, and I don't care how severe that flaw has affected you. Getting back up and working through that flaw is what's going to make you a champion. Like I said, I need you to be a champion in order for me to be a champion. There are people around you that you don't know who will be affected by you getting back up. If you had a business that went under and you know why it went under, well, guess what? You will never make that same mistake again. So now it's almost as if you start that business again, you almost have this amazing safeguard. If you're in a relationship that ended and you know why it ended, and you confront the reason why it ended, you'll never make that mistake in relationships again. Don't just write off relationships. Get back up. good personal experience. I worked in medicine for a long time. I came to New York to work with better people and to work with renowned surgeons, and I was working in this facility, and we were specialized, and it was amazing, and I had an amazing job, and I was making the most money I've ever made in my life, and I was like, yeah. And something happened in administration, and there was a president change, and they came and they wiped out the whole department. They fired all of us. Okay, so I went from making the most money I've ever made, having the best job I've ever made for 1 year, and within a Friday, wiped away. When I say wiped away, doors locked, nothing works, you have to go to human resources to pick up your last check kind of thing. I was floored. I was so specialized that I had to move to Washington to find another job. And for a week, I sat down. Okay, I laid down. Because I hadn't prepared to be knocked down like that. At some point, I was like, you know, there's not many of me doing what I do. So I got up and I was like, oh wow. So I contacted all the people that we used to do work for. Since our department's gone, there's no one doing what we did. So I started a business doing what we did, and I didn't know what I was doing. And in the first week, I signed on 10 people. And then I had 20 people by the end of the month. And then I realized at 6 months, I had the same amount of people that the whole center had. And I was like, wow. And I was self-employed, and I was working 2.5 days a week for 4 years and making triple what I was making when I thought I was making as much money as I ever made before. And I was like, wow. All I had to do was just get up. I got up, I made one phone call, and it seemed like everything fell into place. When I say fell into place, it was I was getting phone calls and emails from renowned doctors who needed my services, and all I did was just get back up and show up. That's all I did. The other people had gotten fired, told me I couldn't do it, that the doctors would never hire me because they didn't want to cause conflict. But you know what? It's funny. They were afraid to get up. But I got up, and I'm telling you, get up. If you don't have an idea what you're gonna do, I tell you what, the first part of any idea is to get up. I am doing this to help you get up. Once you get up, you might not ever need me again, because getting up is like pushing that rock downhill. Once you get that rock moving, you don't have to push anymore. You know, as long as you stay in the path that's cut for you, you will be amazing, you will go forward, and you will have so much momentum. Falling down will almost be entertaining, because you'll be like, why did I think of that? And you'll get back up, and it'll be exciting, and you'll meet a new group of people who are also moving and getting up and falling down, and you'll get a new crowd of people around you, and it'll almost be as if you have a new life. The human spirit is unshakable. All you have to do is believe that and know it. And when a person like me, who has fallen so many times and getting back up, actually I think one time I fell and a girlfriend picked me up. but the human spirit's amazing. And the only reason I'm doing this is because I want you to be amazing. I want you to get up. I want us to get up, and I want us to move forward. I want us to move forward into the next phase of what we're doing now. You know, what we're doing now is an amazing thing, but let's go further. Let's see where we can go. You know, you keep doing this, you keep working with me, I'll keep working with you, and we'll be amazing. And maybe when the curtain closes, you know, this will be something. This will be something. You know, we're all human beings, and we're all amazing individuals. And I think you're amazing. Let's be amazing. Let's go.
I told you, it's for you guys. Listen, you jump. You don't walk, you don't teeter on the edge, you jump. That's the way to do it. That's the way to get down to the ground and keep running. Don't let nothing mess up your momentum. First you hit the ground. You hit the ground, you keep going. Let's be amazing, people. Let's go. That was it. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. All right.